How you doing? Welcome to day 8. Just finished the gym. It's bloody freezing now. It's pissing down rain outside for the first time in ages. So even though it doesn't rain here very much, I still don't like the rain. You know, sorry for complaining about it. You know, I mean, I live in a good place all the time, but yeah. Anyway, this is I had a bit of this on the way down. It's a drink that I had yesterday: carrot juice, apple juice, some of that Santa Claus melon, and what else did I put into it? Oh, a couple of the cucumbers as well, small pepinos. So yeah, good session. Sort of getting ready to go now. Gotta get back to the house. I'm gonna do a bit of shopping on the way home. Then I got a coaching session. So speak to you in a bit. Take care. Bye. How you doing? This is the second drink of the day. It's very late for a second drink. It's 25 to 12. I've just been working away and again getting caught up in stuff. Delivery man came earlier on. I managed to get the 2 puppies in, but because we've got such a big enclosure here, it was hard to get the Pastora, the mammy, in. So I had to open the gate for the guy to turn around, and as soon as the gate was open, she appeared, and out the gate she went. So I was totally pissed off. I was shouting down the road at her, and she just disappeared. So I took the puppies outside, and took the cage outside, and put the puppies in the cage. And it's a big cage, you know. I mean, it's and left them there for a while, and they started howling inside the cage, and she soon came back then at the gate, you know, trying to get back in, but she won't come near me. So I don't know, I have another delivery expected later on, so I don't know what I'm going to do. The second juice is a cabbage with the lettuce and pears. I put a bit of ginger in it, a tiny bit of ginger, and half a lime, and then a spoonful of the protein powder. So yeah, that's very nice. I'm really hungry now, so I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll speak to you in a little bit. Bye. That's brilliant. I just came out, the postman came. I was expecting something else, but the sage has come today. I wasn't expecting it till Thursday. This is Monday. So it's come out today, so I'm gonna unpack this, and then I'll show it to you working and stuff like that. Okay, see you in a bit. What's wrong? Oh, I was going to show you that in operation, but just had a little drama with one of the puppies, and I was so hungry that I made my juice. But it's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to show you later on, maybe today or tomorrow if I get time. Tonight I'll do it. Tomorrow I've got to bring the car for a test, so I'm not sure if I'll get it done tomorrow, but I'll try. If not, I'll do it on Wednesday, and I'll do you a side-by-side comparison between the two juicers. This is absolutely brilliant. It tastes good, and just by looking at it, there's a lot more stuff to it. You can see that foam head on the top of it. Now it does put a lot of air into it, right? So you know, there is going to be more volume because of the air, but when you look at the pulp that's left in the basket after you've done all the juicing, and it's definitely a lot drier. So and a lot easier to clean as well. So cheers. I'm going to drink this, and I'll see you again in a while. Here I am on juice 4. It's another fairly big one, but this is done with the centrifugal juicer, and like I say, there's a lot more stuff in it, you know. This is a mean green. The only addition to this is that I put a pear in it, as well as a couple of apples, an orange, and a lot of greens and stuff, all the greens that I've been doing. It's very nice. It's a lot easier to do it than that as well. The centrifugal juicer is. I don't think I'm going to be using the masticating juicer throughout this thing, because that is just a time saver. I think it's like anything else, right? You know, my whole philosophy is based around keeping things as simple as possible, right? Not trying to complicate things. Once you try to complicate things, you bring in complexity, right? And complexity means that, you know, you're just gonna, you're putting a rod in your own back. You know, you're creating problems for yourself that shouldn't exist. You know, for instance, one of the things that I do is I decide on a juice that I'm going to do. I like this juice, the mean green juice. It's not very high in fruit, and there's a lot of greens in it. This was my intention of doing a lot of greens. The oranges I was doing at the beginning, I was doing a lot of that, but it's just giving me acidic stomach, so I've stopped doing that. And you know, the sugar as well, the sugar element, maybe not too much sugar as well if I'm trying to lose the weight. But you know, I feel like I've lost weight. I feel like I've lost a good bit of weight. Like I say, I'm not going to weigh myself until the end of it, so I don't really know. But you know, it's just an element of trying to keep things simple. I tend to do the same juices over and over again, either the orange juice, and I probably will still, once it dies down a bit, maybe do 6 or 7 oranges and have that. I don't think there's any harm in that. Like I say, I'm only doing this for a month, so it's not something that I'm going to be doing all the time. Then do the mean green, and then do the pear one, and do one with the apple and the carrots. I mean, I've got a load of carrots in there, so I really want to move through those. And yeah, it's keeping it as simple as possible that way. I bought this new juicer because the other one was just, it was adding frustration. It was just taking a long time to, you know, talking about this relatively speaking, right? You know, it takes maybe 15 minutes to make a juice, right? To chop it all up, to feed it into the juicer, and to clean it out as well, you know. So that's 15 minutes that are gone. But if you add that up as 6 juices during the day, that's an hour and a half, you know. This thing, I'd say, is gonna, I'll get the 6 juices done in half an hour. That's including the cleaning up. So I reckon a third of the time I'm going to be able to spend on doing this, you know. So that's simplicity, and it's worth it for me, you know, to spend that 260 euros or whatever it was. I mean, I'm the same thing with, we've always hired a cleaner to come around to the house, right? And it costs us 20 quid a week, right? This girl comes around for 3 hours once a week, and she just cleans around the place, and it's a lot cheaper than me doing it. It's a lot cheaper than Esther doing it. The two of us hate cleaning, so we do the day-to-day cleaning down the countertops and all that kind of stuff, cleaning after ourselves and stuff. But going around with a vacuum cleaner and all that kind of stuff, I'd much prefer to hire somebody else to do that, you know, free up my time and stuff, you know. And you'll find that with you know, a lot of successful people, that's what they do, you know. They do what they're good at, and they hire out everything else, you know. And the more successful they are, the more they can afford to do that, the more they can sort of get other people to do the work that they don't want to do, or they're not good at doing, right? You know, and they're sticking to the stuff that they're good at doing. That's why I'm getting Esther to help me with the editing, because I want to stick to what I'm good at. I want to be able to do these videos. I want to be able to create courses and create to study more and to learn more and to be able to teach more. That's what I feel I'm good at. That's where, I mean, I'm not contributing anything when I'm sat there editing a video, right? I'm not contributing anything when I'm sat there uploading stuff, you know, when I could be doing other things. So that's, for me, is like, is simplicity, right? It's keeping, this is the one thing that I'm good at, stick to that one thing, and then everything else then try and give it out to other people. Another thing about simplicity is that you can only start from where you are, right? That's a simplistic viewpoint. I'm doing this this is the second time I've done a 30-day juice reboot, and I'm doing it from a different place now, right? I'm doing it from a position where I'm trying to see how it interacts with the work that I'm doing in the gym. Once I finish the reboot, I'm going to be carrying on in the gym, so that work is going to be carrying on. Whereas before, when I did the 30-day reboot, I did it through, I was more sort of doing the reboot to lose the weight, but then I didn't know what was going to happen afterwards. And immediately I put on 6 pounds of weight, 7 pounds of weight, you know, once I started eating food and stuff, you know, within a day or two. And I didn't really know how to sort of ease my way back into life, you know. I started taking salt again. I mean, I haven't had salt now in a week. I haven't had, you know, the normal food, so I haven't had any of that stuff in the time. So I'm starting out in a different position to where you're starting out. I mean, I would say that this kind of thing, a juice reboot, you know, even if it's only for 10 days, would be something that would do you a hell of a lot of good in the first few months of quitting drinking, because you're feeding your body all the nutrients that it needs to heal and stuff, you know. Especially if you're trying to lose weight and stuff like that, you know. I just think it's a good thing to do, you know. And you can follow along with me, follow along to the end of this, and judge for yourself and see what way you're going to take this for yourself, you know. You know, I believe that simplicity of life, the more simple you can make life, the easier it's going to be. You know, I'm not talking about the Zen thing where you just get rid of all your earthly possessions. I believe that earthly possessions, you know, things that you get here, things that you can buy something, a machine that makes your life a lot easier. I'm all for that, you know. You know, I'm into kitchen gadgets and stuff like that. Anything that's going to make that job in the kitchen easier, because I like food. I like cooking food, and I don't necessarily like all the preparation and stuff. So anything that I can sort of get to marry that nutritious level of the food with the ease and simplicity of cooking the food. I'm a simple sort of when it comes to food, you know, I'll eat the same thing day after day, you know. I've eaten the same curry from the local curry restaurant. It's a vegetable biryani for ages, for, you know, must be 5-6 years. You know, every so often I'll have a variation, but I'll always go back to the same thing because I know I enjoy it. You know, it's something simple, something that I don't have every day. I have it once a week, sometimes twice a week, but you know, I just enjoy it. And the more simplicity you can bring in to your life in those kind of things, in those day-to-day things, you're eating, you're drinking, the clothes that you're wearing, you know, the more time you've got then to dedicate to other things, you know, to things that really matter in your life, you know. Eating is good, eating is enjoyable, wearing clothes is enjoyable sometimes, you know. I mean, it's enjoyable, but it's not everything, you know. I mean, there's more important things in life, you know. You know, the more concentrated I can make my work efforts, for instance, the more time I've got to be able to spend talking to my son, you know. The more time I can spend out walking the dogs, you know, down on the beach and up in the mountains and stuff like that, you know. That's important stuff, you know. It's stuff that is just relaxing and tranquil, and it gives something back to you, you know. I mean, food gives something to you, but it's something that you do it's almost a chore, you know. It doesn't have to be, but, you know. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Just to say that, you know, this whole juice reboot for me is just about simplifying things for a month, trying to lose the weight in a very simplistic way, something that I know is going to work, something that I know is not going to be too difficult for me. It's going to give me the nutrition that I need without compromising on, I should say, it's going to give me the food that I need without compromising on the nutrition. I mean, I'm probably eating better nutrition now doing this diet than I am when I'm not doing it. So I'll leave it there. I'll speak to you later on when I have my next juice. For now, see the way this one is separated a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's sort of just different colours in it, so I think that's something with the air. And at the top of it, there's just a lot of foam, but the foam is lovely. See you later.
you.